Hi there VC, Steve Whitty here. It's time for another video, and it's the much anticipated VC meetup video. Sort of following on from Martin Parrott, the vinyl scavenger, and John 6-inch pianist videos of the meetup last week. I'm going to do mine. As I say, it was an enjoyable day. Got to meet up with a lot of the guys. Me and John, we travelled up by coach from Birmingham, and took us just under 3 hours to get there. And we pulled into the coach station, and lo and behold, the market hall where the fair was only about 5 minutes walk away. So yeah, we were in there pretty much straight away. Bumped into Headley, and then Rob, Rankin Obscure, Nick's Vinyl Butty, Mark Flip Disc, Chris, and he brought a friend with him as well that lived in Harrogate, and trying to think who else. You know, so many, numerous. I don't know if I've forgotten anyone. I do apologise, but yeah, it was the fair itself, absolutely brilliant. It's spread over 2 rooms. It's sort of, they call them rooms, but 2 areas. So you walk in, you've got this like fair amount of tables, where you just sort of like searched, did this table, all mixed bag, some sellers selling secondhand, some selling CDs, some selling sealed stuff, and then there was another bigger room further away, bit by the sort of like the food hall, and again there was loads of albums there. I think there's one guy, he literally got a whole wall, and he got like crates full of records, and he was selling them £10 each. Now, some of them might have been just worth less than that, some might have been more than that, but it was just fascinating going through them. My general rule of thumb would be that I have got a good record shop by where I live, so it was stuff, I was looking for stuff I wouldn't normally see. However, before I start showing what I brought, I'm going to get some VCLT on the day. Now, this is doing the rounds a lot. This is from Martin Parrott, the vinyl scavenger, and he's finds and samples. It's a mixed bag of stuff, weird and wonderful. And you can see he's mocked it up to look like Live at Leeds album. None of the gubbins inside, mind you, but it's still good. It's a beautiful listen. That's all I can say about it. It's just really wonderful that, it takes time to sort out that stuff, that it's more different stuff to put on the compilation. He did it for all the guys. We all got a copy, so just doing the covers would have taken a bit of time. So Mark Flip Disc, Mark doesn't make videos, but he comments, and his comments on mine over the years. He gave me the Dylan CD box set, and it's a wonderful box set. It's got the albums, which I think there's 3 CDs in there. Yeah, you've got the book as well. But I love the fact you've got sort of like the playing cards, just like the old football cards I used to get as a kid. Absolutely wonderful. Thank you, Mark, for that. That is, I really appreciate it. Generosity of the VC at times leaves me staggered. But hey, now back to what I brought. So I only got 3 albums in the actual fair itself. As I say, I'm looking for stuff that I don't normally see. So the first thing I picked up was Audience, and this is their album, The House on the Hill, their 3rd album. This is a 1982 reissue on what's called the Charisma Classics, and I've showed you recently the first 2 albums. I got the first 2 albums. So this is the 3rd. This is wonderful, actually. Do a really weird version of I Put a Spell on You on this. But yeah, it was really, really good. I'm really happy to find this. I am kicking myself because I did see a copy of the 4th album, which I don't normally see around, and I passed up on it. So there you go. You never know. Next time I go. Another album was Wear Off, and I found is Klaatu, or how you pronounce it. their debut album. Canadian band. In fact, I think the album in Canada was known as 3:47 p.m. But this caused a stir when it first came out because some people were convinced it was actually the Beatles recording under a different name. And you can see the harmonies, you can see where they get it from, but you know, it's get a grip a little bit. Best known track is the opening track, which is Calling Occupants of Interplanetary Craft, which Carpenters covered. It was their Carpenters' last big hit single in the UK. This is a very good album. It's the vocal harmonies that make it. I would say more pop than prog, maybe pop prog. But yeah, very pleased to find a copy of that album. And the final album I got in the record fair, is yes, Sparks Big Beats. I think this is their 6th album. This was the last album they recorded for Island Records. At this time, they ditched the English band and moved back to America. Fortunes were waning. And this is probably a straight-ahead soft rock record, produced by Rupert Holmes, him of Escape. Yeah, this is what really not a bad album. It's pretty much a straightforward rock album. I did also see the Sparks Twofer there. It's under the two originals German set of compilations, Twofers, which was the first 2 albums, the Half Nelson album, which became Sparks, and a Woofer and Tweet's Clothing. And I passed on that because I'd already got the 2nd album. That's how much my taste had changed. Plus, I knew I might be able to get a copy of the reissued debut album. So I just walked away with this. We all then descended for a few pints at the pub, and that was all right. And then we met up with Sean. Sean came. He arrived in train a little bit later than everybody else. He was coming in from North Wales, so we met it. John met him and took us to the pub, and then Headley went and showed Sean around the fair. After the fair, we had a few drinks, and then after a few drinks, it was decided we'll do a couple of record shops. Leeds have got some very good record shops. They have. It's. The second time I've been there, and it's really good place to go. Sort of searching vinyl. So, the first shop we went to is Wall of Sound, and it's they deal with rare and second-hand vinyl, and it's one of these places. It's a basement, and it's rammed full of second-hand records. It's very tight space, because in the centre it's got where his CDs are, and he's got records piled on top. It's beautifully laid out, and he's got all this expensive stuff on the walls. And I managed to find a couple of records in there. First one is the Flaming Groovies debut album, Super Naz. This is a music on vinyl reissue. I think came from 2014. And the price was only 15 quid. I thought I couldn't say no to that. Great album. Flaming Groovies, sort of garage, sort of on the verge of power pop. I've got another one of their albums. I've got Flaming Groovies now, so I was aware of the name, and we'll go to the record club. We have a meeting once every first Thursday of the month. There's a guy who's very into like Flaming Groovies, Dwight Twilley, and all that. So he brings a lot of those records. But excellent. I was really pleased to find out. Love the cover. But the second album I found, and I was having to move on the 70s section, I was only moving the records off and moving them to the side so I could get at them. And I was so glad I did, because I found a reissue copy of this. This is Gracious. Originally released in 1970 on the Vertigo label. So it'd be one of the Vertical swells. Mint's original on Discogs, I think it was just under 800 quid. And I looked on eBay after I brought this, and I saw people wanting 600 quid for their vertical swells. Now, Gracious were a band, basically, I think they were kids or teenagers when they were signed up. This is prog, but very influenced by sort of classics and jazz. And it's a really good record. And it's on the Akama label. I've talked about this label before, the Italian reissue label. This is fast becoming my favourite label. You know, you're picking up sort of rare vertigo. You're never going to find an original for cheap. And so to find this, and it sounds great. I really like this. I was really pleased to find this. And then we moved on to Relics Records, just along the way. Again, new and second hand. And I just thought to myself, that's it, I'm done. I'm chuffed with these Flaming Groovies and Gracious. But I looked round, and just about before we go, I just noticed there was like up by the till, sort of like a sort of second-hand section I hadn't looked at, and I flicked through, and literally about the third record. And when I saw it, I knew I had to buy it. Curtis Mayfield, Roots. I think it's his second solo album, 71. This is an original pressing. It cost me £15. The reason it cost £15, he said there was a slight mark on it. You can hear something towards the end of side 2. But I wasn't going to say no to Curtis. If you saw me February Finds video, I was given a Curtis Mayfield album. So really pleased to find this. And, you know, we've got a piece on this album, absolutely wonderful. As I said, original copy on the Buddha label. There you go. Yeah, it rounded off sort of like perfect. Rounded off a great end to a perfect day. Because the day itself wasn't about the records we brought. It was the fact that we could meet up. We hadn't met up since COVID. It was Bristol February 2020. And I'm looking forward to the next meet-up. Probably be September, I think. We'll float some ideas when to meet up, get these school holidays out of the way and everything. But, you know, to the guys I met up, thank you for making it a great day. Now, for those of you who are watching, thumbs up, thumbs down. Feel free to leave a comment. Appreciate the interaction. Now, whatever you get up to, VC, make sure it's a good one. Keep spinning. More importantly, keep on smiling.